Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Runners Without Limits TV. Recently, viewer and podcast listener Lindsey asks this about base training. I'm planning Dopey 2023 and my goal for right now is to strengthen my base before starting the full training cycle. She goes on to say that she's confused about how that works. So today, let's talk about what base building is and how to do it. Thank you, Lindsey, for this question and for your continued support of this channel. And if you have a question you'd like me to answer right here, please leave it in the comments below. Now, in case you aren't familiar, the Dopey Lindsey refers to is the 4-day Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World. It consists of a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon on 4 consecutive days. This kind of challenge is definitely best served by building a base early in the year prior to training. But base building can apply to any distance or challenge. So what is base building exactly? Well, this is a phase of training that is meant to increase your aerobic threshold or your ability to perform a steady state work for a long period of time, making this ideal for distance running. Physiologically, base building helps your body adapt to become more efficient in oxygen use and energy production. Now, why would you base build? Because the aerobic base is one of the most highly researched aspects of endurance sport and repeatedly proven to be effective for both short-term, prior to a major training cycle, and for long-term running health. You will keep injury at bay, become a more efficient runner in training, and increase pace over time. It takes patience, a lot of it, but investing the time, energy, and mental focus during base building will have a tremendous impact over time. Now, during base training, your runs will mostly be slower and easier, using the conversation pace rule, which is slow enough to carry on a conversation. If you are a heart rate training devotee, then base building is primarily in zone 2, 1 to 2. Run at a pace that you feel like you can go all day. That run all day pace is exactly what we are trying to accomplish with base building. This base building phase is also a great time to start developing the habits that will keep you running healthy, making sure you are foam rolling and warming up, getting into strength training, and post-run stretches and cool downs are all part of the run, not separate and extra from it. That strength training is the critical secret sauce to any running plan. And the earlier you start, the better. A short body weight circuit on your run days, complemented with slightly more intense and longer sets as cross training, will strengthen that foundation before your main training cycle. Incorporating a base building cycle requires a little preparation and planning. In viewer Lindsey's case, she's thinking about the Dopey Challenge, which takes place the first weekend in January. So right now we're a few months before training begins. If that training cycle is 5 to 6 months long, then the spring season is a really good time to start that base building cycle. Now, many runners new to the sport may make the mistake of hopping from one training cycle right into the next with little post-race recovery and rebuilding in between. And if we don't take the time to base build before a big training cycle, then we increase our risk of injury. It's like building a house just on top of the ground without a foundation to support it. Eventually, that house will just topple right over. Base building is so often overlooked. We might get focused on fast improvements when what we really need is to slow down and take the time to develop aerobic efficiency. You can get your own base building training plan from Runners Without Limits Training Peaks page by clicking on the link in the description. This is a 12-week plan designed for any runner who has a longer distance or multi-day challenge in sight. Half marathon, full marathon, the 10K half marathon challenge, the Goofy Race and a Half challenge, or the Dopey Challenge runners would definitely benefit from this training plan. It includes 12 weeks of training, plus strategies for increasing or decreasing the number of weeks prior to training, depending on where you're dropping that in. Also includes printable PDFs and calendars and guides for quick visual reference, access to me personally via email if you have questions, and much more. The purpose of this base building guide is to demystify this type of training and show you how important it is to your long-term running health. Please check out the link in the description or head over to runnerswithoutlimits.com for more information. I'm also leaving links to a couple of other friends of mine who have their own base building plans, so please check those out in the description as well. My question for you today is this: do you incorporate base building cycles into your running journey? If so, how do you do that? Please leave your comments, questions, or suggestions for future videos in the comments below. Thanks again to Lindsey for this question, and remember, you can support this channel by becoming a super friend over on patreon.com/runnerswithoutlimits. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, you are a runner without limits. Happy running.